Hey guys, Sean C. Phillips here. Now I'm doing a live stream. I didn't end up getting to do one on Saturday because I was, at San Diego Comic Con. Well, I went on Friday and then, did the tour video, and I was so exhausted after that tour video on Friday, so I didn't get to do, a live stream or anything like that. And thanks to those of you guys who have been checking out the Comic Con videos. I have two different ones if you guys haven't seen them yet. I did one on Wednesday, last Wednesday at preview night, kind of just an overview, like looking for DVDs, Blu-rays, and just kind of random things in general. And then I did the one on Friday, and that was the tour, just kind of going around the whole convention, kind of showing all the stuff, showing the differences this year as from years past and things like that. And thanks to those of you guys who have been checking out that one as well. But anyway, though, guys, today's live stream, we're doing one, like I said, on a Monday. I've never haven't really done too many of them on Monday. Usually they've been on, like I said, Sunday. Been on Fridays. I've done some, but I've been doing them on Saturdays lately for the past probably, I guess it's been maybe a month or so that I've done them on Saturdays, or maybe two. And I'm trying to do them more regularly. But today's live stream, the big thing that we're going to be talking about is the brand new film, and I have the poster up too. The brand new poster just went up today for the film that me and Lauren Francesca are co-directing together called Pay to Die. And we're running the Indiegogo campaign right now for the movie. So I'm kind of going to go through too on this video some of the perks and stuff like that on the campaign to kind of explain some of the ones that are on there, and also going to be answering questions and stuff like that as well. But there's a lot of different ways that you guys can help out on the the film with the perks that I have on there. And there's some that are like smaller ways, like special thanks credits, and then there's stuff like producer credits and things along those lines. But I'm going to go through kind of the stuff that I have on there. Like I said, the brand new poster just went up today for it, and you can see the original one as well. And they're both kind of companion pieces to it. And if you see on the new one that the cleaver, it has the original picture of me in there. So I really love the design that we came up on this with the new one. I like the original poster a lot as well, but I think I like the new one a slight bit more, just because I think it really ties it all together. But overall, I'm really happy with the posters that we have for this new film. I think that we have some really fun ones. And the guy that we had doing them, he did an amazing job. Like, he's somebody that we're going to definitely keep using because he just did such a great job on these ones. So we'll start going through the stuff too. Answer, like I said, I'm going to go between answering questions and then kind of go through some of the perks on the campaign and that kind of stuff as well. Because there's a lot of different stuff that are like stuff that you guys can shoot from home if you weren't able to come out in person. But the movie's going to be shooting September 27th is when we're looking to start, and then it's probably going to be going to about October 5th. And some of the perks that are on the campaign, I'll go through some of the ones. The one that's featured is the associate producer credit, and that's basically you would get your credit on the movie as an associate producer. You'd be on IMDb as well. There's a special thanks credit where you would get a credit on the film on IMDb. So if you never had an IMDb page before, you would finally have one for the first time with this credit. So basically, once I put that on, then you would have your own profile on IMDb. So with that, you get a credit on IMDb, a special thanks to helping out the Pay to Die, and then in the film's end credits, you'll be there as well. There's also an 8x10 still from the movie that we're going to be signing. We have a digital download version of the movie that you guys can get, and that includes a special thanks credits as well to the film. So that would be like right when the movie releases, then you'll get a digital copy. We have a Pay to Die t-shirt, we have a poster, and we have two versions, one that's signed and one that's unsigned, available. And I think it's probably going to be, we'll probably have the option of which poster you wanted to pick. And then there's a perk on here to have your photo in the movie. So basically, you guys would send in your picture to be included in the film. There's one where an actor would say your name in the film. So basically, like one of the main characters would say your name, or a friend of your character. So if you wanted to have a character say, your friend's name or something like that. There's one where you can name a character on the film. The one that we have too is to promote your YouTube channel. So there's going to be a scene where one of the characters is looking through some websites and stuff like that to try and do the casting to bring some people in for the film. And then he's going to be like messing around and looking at like some YouTube websites. So that's one of the places where we can put in your YouTube channel and feature it, kind of like feature like him looking at one of the videos and stuff like that. Some of the other ones, now these are ones that you guys can shoot from home to kind of go over these, because a lot of people have asked about, like, if you can't come out in person to be in the movie, what could you do from home? And there's three different ones. One of them is to be a video blogger, and basically like you would be like one of those kind of like YouTube vloggers who would be talking about the murders that happened in the film. You could be kind of like serious or over the top, kind of do it in your own style. And then the other one that you film from home is to be an auditioner. And in the one scene in the movie, the characters are going to be watching some crazy auditions. So you can shoot an audition that will send you the lines and stuff to shoot. And the last one that you guys can shoot from home is to play a newscaster. And you would be reporting on the news that happened on the film. And you could do that in front of a green screen or outside against a tree or anywhere where you kind of can't tell where the location is. Those are ones, like I said, you guys can do from home. But when it comes to coming out in person, there is stuff like walk-on roles, there's larger roles and things like that. So it would definitely be cool to have some of you guys out in person for this. Some of the other things that we have is like a perk to get your music in the movie. So if you are in a band or have any songs that you have made, there's one that has to get them included in the film. There's one that's like a product placement. If you have like a t-shirt for a company that you have or anything that you'd like to show in the movie, like a coffee mug or a product or things along those lines. And then some of the other ones that I was saying were like the walk-on roles, the co-executive producer credits. So number of different levels, like at producer levels and things like that you can get. You can get a role to act with Lauren Francesca in the film. So a lot of different things. So like I said, if you have any particular other questions on here, guys, too, let me know. But I just kind of wanted to kind of go through them briefly and what they were, just so you guys, in case any of you guys were curious, how like the self-film ones worked and stuff like that. But the link, though, for the Indiegogo is right underneath this video, and I also have it pinned as well, so you guys can go from the pinned link as well. But thanks again, guys, those of you who have been checking out the campaign and everything. And I'll be doing a lot of live streams, to talk about it and kind of to go through everything. And we'll have like other kind of perks that we come up with throughout the campaign, different kinds of other items and other ways that you can continue to help on the project as well. But thanks again for everything, guys. So let's see now, we'll start going through some of the questions as well. Have you seen Rocket Boy starring Dave Thomas? Really great obscure comedy, has John Candy and Rick Moranis in it. Rocket Boy with Dave Thomas? I don't think I've ever seen, I mean, I've seen Rocket Man, the Harlan Williams one, but I've never seen Rocket Boy. No, I need to look that one up. Are any of your movies you directed available online to watch or purchase online? Yeah, the one that you can get right now, though, is Amityville Karen. So that one's available on Blu-ray from SRS Cinema. And then the DVD comes out September 13th. So that would be on like Amazon and everywhere like that on the 13th. I don't know if it's going to get into Walmart or not. It's like a fingers crossed thing. I'm hoping that it does when it comes to Karen. And then Scream Bloody Murder, that's called Cheer Bloody Murder now, and that got bought by Tubi as an original. So we're just kind of waiting for them to release the date for that one. And then Shark House, that one is sold already too, and that should be coming out hopefully. There would be a date any day now on the release for that one. And then the other ones, though, are all in various stages of editing and stuff like that. Bigfoot's pretty much done right now, and that should be probably coming out this year as well. It's now just going into the sound stages, the 5.1 sound and all that kind of stuff on that one. So let's see. Did you watch a lot of Tubi for classic horror movies? I look at Tubi here and there, so yeah, I definitely do go on there every so often. But they do have a lot of like good, like lesser known and like classic stuff on there for sure. I think they're probably one of the better of the streaming services that I would say for sure, especially for free stuff. Hey Sean, thanks so much for the Comic-Con coverage. It was great to see you meeting Paige and Mr. Morrow as well. No, that was great to meet Paige and Mr. Morrow. I've watched Nate's video. I feel like I've watched Paige and Mr. Morrow's video since he started. I don't even remember how I discovered the channel, but I remember like just randomly coming across it, and I've pretty much watched ever since day one. So it was really great to meet him and everything. Nope was Buck Wild movie, highly recommend it. Yeah, no, me and my brother want to see Nope. Probably going to try and see that one in the next week or so. Hey from Australia, how was Comic-Con? Oh, Comic-Con was great. I had such a great time there. And it was really good to go back there again. Because it was like, when it came to that Comic-Con light that there was, or Comic-Con special edition that was last winter, like that one just like, I don't know, it was just such a weird experience. It just did not feel the same. And like all the people that you normally would see there, like with the booths or people selling stuff, were not there. It just did not feel like the same thing. So I felt kind of like discouraged about Comic-Con after that event, because I was just like, man, is like the original Comic-Con that like I always knew is it not going to happen again? Is it going to feel like this all the time, like this sort of small kind of like where it was just sort of a lot of like weird crafts and stuff for sale? It was not the same experience. Like if you know Comic-Con and you saw that last one that was in the winter, you'd be like, uh-oh, what is this? So it was really good just to be back when it was like the classic Comic-Con. There was a few things that were a little bit different. Like it was definitely in some ways a little less busy, like but still it still felt pretty much like 95% like original, like classic Comic-Con before everything that happened in the world. Let's see, do a found footage film shot from a killer's POV. Well, we did one film that was found footage. That was the one called Woods Witch. So that was kind of done as kind of a parody found footage type movie. It does kind of have some of it that's not found footage though too, but it's probably like 95% of that movie is found footage. But no, we definitely did that. But surprisingly though, found footage is a lot more difficult than you think. Like, it was very difficult to try and make it seem real, and then like to try and do stuff within like like basically from one angle a lot of the time too, where it has to seem realistic. So that's like the problem with Woods Witch. We were just like, man, this is so complicated. So every scene, you would think that it would be quicker to shoot found footage. It actually took me to kind of picture the scene and to explain it. It took me probably 3 times as long on that, just because you have to really like set things up specifically and stuff like that. So I definitely don't plan to do another found footage one for a long time, because it's just very complicated. This movie though will have maybe like a couple sequences in found footage though, but it's not like all found footage though. There might be like some documentary footage like of the crew filming behind the scenes of the movie that they're making, so there will be some of that in there that will be like an aspect of the movie, but it's not going to be all found footage. It's like maybe like 4% of the movie will be some found footage shots. Let's see, are you doing how are you doing today? Doing good. Thoughts on Chucky Season 2 trailer? That was the one thing I meant to watch. I saw that got put up yesterday, and I forgot to look at that. So I still have to look at that one. And rest in peace to David Warner. I know I saw David Warner pass away. Like, I was always a huge fan of him, and was in so many amazing movies. But the movie that I always think of, just because as a kid, it was a movie that I loved so much, and that was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze. And I know David Warner was in way better movies than that, tons of better movies than that. But to me, just because that was such a favorite movie of mine as a kid, as when I was growing up and everything, I always like think of him from that. Let's see, did you watch Black Phone? No, I still need to watch Black Phone. Like, I'm totally behind on seeing that one. Give me, hey man, give me Amityville Shark House already. Well, we can't give anything for that, or we'll mess up the deal with LG. You know what I mean? So we don't want to mess up any of that. Let's see, Sean, I already Black Phone. Are you going to see Pearl when it comes out? No, I can't wait to see the trailer. I think it's going to go up tomorrow. I think I saw for that one. Will you do a found footage film shot from the killer's POV? He asked that already, but yes, I don't think I'm going to do another found footage. And any of you guys who have come on to check out the new live stream, definitely check out the link that I put on in the description to check out the brand new film that I'm going to be co-directing with Lauren Francesca called Pay to Die. And we have the crowdfunding campaign going on right now, and we have a lot of different ways that you guys can help on the film, like get a special thanks credit where you would be in the film's end credits, as well as on IMDb. Guys can get producer credits on the film, roles that you guys can shoot from home, and also too, we do have acting roles in person. So if any of you guys are able to come out in person, it would be awesome to work with some of you guys on this one. It's always fun to work with guys. You know, you guys have been watching the videos and stuff like that. So definitely, like I said, if any of you guys are able to do that as well, we do have acting roles on this one as well. Let's see. Great job on your Comic-Con videos. Thanks so much, Hollywood George. Are you guys hiring production assistants? I think we probably will by the end of it and everything. We have a lot of people, though, that we usually work with and bring on, doing the PA kind of work. But no, if we do need people, though, we'll probably have stuff on like some of those the places where you go for hiring people and everything that we've used. Let's see. Favorite HBO show? Definitely Curb Your Enthusiasm, for sure. But then I would say Carnival. But Curb Your Enthusiasm, I absolutely love that one. Have you been watching The Rehearsal on HBO? No, I haven't seen anything about that one. Why are you worried about going back to cinemas if you take planes and are in other public settings? Just curious. Oh, it was more like my brother was kind of nervous about it, but now he seems like he's more okay with doing it. And we both are kind of okay with it now. So we're probably going to start going back more and everything. Anytime when it's like very specific times, I get really, really careful, with doing anything. So like when it comes to doing this next movie, probably about 2 weeks before we start shooting, I'll probably do next to nothing besides just, going and getting the stuff that we need to get for the movie, but nothing really public. I'm very careful because I just don't want to risk getting sick or anything like that during very important times when I don't want it to, you know what I mean? I don't know. So I'm just a little bit more careful too, because the thing is too, that's the other thing is I have been very careful about going to the theaters, even more so because of how many of these movies I've done during all of this. Because since May of 2021, this is like going to be the seventh movie. So I'm just trying to be, very careful of that type of stuff too, because like I said, I don't want to get sick, because if I'm sick, there's no movie. You know what I mean? And we have lots of people that come in from out of state and stuff like that. So I'm incredibly careful. You know what I mean? Like incredibly. On Mistletoe, we had like 40 people flying in for that one. So I'm like just very careful. Let's see. Why are you? Hey Sean, are you doing, my friend? How was the con? Like I said, Clint had a great time there. What's one film you still haven't been able to find for your collection? What have I not been able to find? Trying to think, like, I know that there's one of the ones that I know is on DVD, and I've seen people show it, was Sidekicks. That was one of those ones I've always wanted to physically see a copy of it. One of the other ones I'd love to find for like an amazing price is The Midnight Hour, the Anchor Bay DVD of that. You never come across that. Like, that would be like a dream to come across that. And what sucks is I have like a very, very, I don't know why I've been able to, I have this, but I have like a total picture memory and can remember things extremely well. And it's something I've learning to kind of just sort of use as an advantage sometimes to remember things. I don't remember those dumb things though, like parking spots well. It's very strange. I have to really pay attention to it. But like I remember so well seeing the Midnight Hour DVD back in the day at Tower Records. And I'm just like, oh, God. I remember seeing it there and like looking at it and not knowing what it was, looking at the back of it. I think it was $29.99. And back then, I was really young. I was like in middle school, so I was very like, my parents were buying everything, so I had to. They were kind of like had a limit amount of the amount of money, things that I could spend at a time. So I remember I think I could probably buy more if I had like a $40 limit. I would rather buy like three $12 movies and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So that's what I used to do. So I remember very clearly seeing The Midnight Hour and passing on it back in the day. And I'm just like, man, what a screw up. That was one of those ones I remember. There's a handful of other ones like that in Tower Records. I remember seeing all the guinea pig ones that are so valuable now and passing on those. There was just so many. Tower, though, was the place. They literally had everything back in the day. Let's see. I see a $10 super chat here from Griff Redux. Thanks so much, Griff Redux, for the $10 super chat on the channel. And Griff said, a new documentary about It is coming out tomorrow called Pennywise, the Making of It. Can you do your Pennywise voice a little to celebrate? I'm Pennywise, the dancing clown, and you're Georgie. So now we know each other. Correct. And what's funny is I know the director of that, the documentary. I definitely want to see that one. I think it's premiering on Screambox, and I think that's the same thing that is going to premiere Terrifier 2. Which is so weird, though. For some reason, I was so sure Terrifier 2 was like a Netflix movie, like the second one. Maybe it's going to go on there still later, but like it's weird because I swear I saw like people's I am like casting things for people from Terrifier 2, and they all said Netflix. So I don't know what happened about that, but it's weird because like literally I saw maybe 3 people that applied for movies that said Netflix next to it. So weird with that movie because maybe it had some. My guess was it was just very strict QC for that movie, that Netflix had, or it was too intense, and they're just like, oof. Maybe they saw it and were like, maybe they tried to top the movie, the violence of the first one, and then it just was too much for Netflix. But I can't imagine that because that Texas Chainsaw one was pretty twisted that they had on there. Let's see. See, where was I? You doing any friend rehearsal? What's one? I have to talk about that. Looking forward to Pay to Die. Yeah, thanks so much, Clint. And any of you guys who just tuned in, definitely check out the link under this video to find out how you guys can help out me and Lauren's brand new film, Pay to Die. And any of you guys who come on there, there's the easiest way you guys can help on there is to get a special thanks credit or get a digital download, and that version includes a special thanks as well. And then you guys will get a credit on IMDb as well as in the film's end credits and everything. But yeah, we're really trying with this one to raise similar to what we did on the last movie, so we can really work on getting some really cool names on this one. That's the goal, is to go after some really cool people that we haven't gotten. Some people in the past too that we have as well, of course, but some really different people as well. Let's see. looking forward to Pay to Die. Hello, Mr. Coulter, the film you acted in, Pandemic, is nominated for the Best Picture at the biggest underground film festival in Europe. Oh, that's really cool that that's nominated. Hey, Sean, love the new Pay to Die poster. Well, thanks so much, Matt. Hey, Sean, have you ever attended Hall H at Comic Con? If not, why not? No, I have. I don't really go in like a lot of panels as much anymore. I'm kind of weird. I don't like standing in really long lines. I also, as much as it sounds like an old man or something, I do have a really bad back. And it's like, I really like can't stand in the same spot for too long at all. So it's like, I don't know. I just don't want to do that. But I have been to many Hall H stuff in the past. Like back in the day, like the early days of Comic Con, I saw like everybody. I remember seeing like Angelina Jolie and Charlize Theron for I think for Mad Max. Or it was for Mad Max, or I can't remember. I think it was Mad Max. I saw, Sacha Baron Cohen for Borat. I mean, it was the coolest was Superbad, the panel for Superbad, and that was before anyone knew who McLovin was, and it was like all of them. Most of the people were kind of new at that point. So I saw like Seth Rogen, the one that everybody kind of talks about. I saw the Zombieland panel, and I saw Emma Stone. I saw Amber Turd was on the panel too, that people don't like anymore. She was on the panel. At the time, I remember I was like, oh, I really liked Amber Heard. I couldn't believe she was at the panel. So yeah, so I've seen a lot of people. Like, pretty much as crazy as it is, if it's like an A-list celebrity, I saw them in the panels back in the day. Like Colin Farrell, I remember seeing. It's crazy to think of that. Like there's literally nobody I don't think I didn't see in the early days from like 2005 until about 2010 was about the last time I was really, really getting into panels. And then from about 2010 to like 2013, it was mainly like Kevin Smith if I got into anything. But during those early ones, I was getting into like everything. It was crazy. Let's see. Hey, Sean, what do you think of the trailer for Rob Zombie's The Monsters? It's really interesting about the Monsters trailer. The first one, when they put that out about a week ago, it really made the movie seem like it was going to be a theatrical movie. And from what I read, the movie had a $30 to $40 million budget. And I doubt that Universal would have made that movie for that budget if it was going to be for direct-to-video. And as far as I can tell, when Universal does direct-to-video, they have that line called 1405 or 1401. It's like a different line that they do these movies under. I only pay attention to all this just because of all the movies I've been doing lately. I pay attention to the companies and the sub-distributors, and I don't know. I've gotten kind of OCD about all of this now. But basically, I've noticed that when Universal does these direct-to-video movies, they do them under a different label. It's still Universal, but it's this other label. That's what they did like Kindergarten Cop 2 under, those like Death Race movies. They might do the Tremors movies under them, but I know it was like a lot of the more direct-to-video ones. So I feel like the Munsters would have been under that label if it was direct-to-video, like fully direct-to-video. And they're kind of advertising it now as that. So it's just weird. My prediction is it was supposed to be theatrical, was going to be. And then the trailer got such a bad reaction that Universal has just gotten cold feet about the whole thing. And it's just like, forget it. It's not worth putting money into marketing anymore. Because, see, that's the thing. They have to put millions more into marketing. And they'd have to go and make those standees to put in the theaters and all of that. Because that's not free. And they don't want to do it. So I think that because of the bad reaction, they just pretty much said, forget it. Which is sad, though, because I feel like it's probably going to be fun. It's probably going to be okay, because Rob Zombie is a huge Munsters fan. I just can't imagine he would let it become a disaster unless he just was making it, and as he was shooting the movie, he just was like, uh-oh. And maybe he knew. Maybe he knew halfway through the production that it wasn't going well, and maybe he kind of regretted this decision to do it, and it kind of ended up becoming more like those TV movies for the Munsters they made back in like the early 90s and 2000s. Like they made those really cheesy TV ones, and I think that it kind of, maybe he realized it was turning into that. I don't know. It's too bad though, because the way it really seemed was like, oh my God, Rob Zombie's back with Universal. Because and what's so funny about this whole Universal thing in Rob Zombie, and I don't know if you guys remember this, Rob Zombie was screwed over royally by Universal. They made and produced House of a Thousand Corpses. He made that movie. They hated it. They absolutely loathed the movie. They wanted nothing to do with it. They weren't going to release it. They were going to shelve it. So Rob Zombie had to buy the movie back. And they disliked House of a Thousand Corpses so much, he bought it back for like next to nothing. They were just like, take it. We don't want it. So the fact that now he got a total 180 where now he was directing for them again, but yet again, things didn't go well with Universal and Rob because this movie's direct to video. So my prediction is Rob Zombie will never work with Universal again. That's my prediction, and we're not going to see any Rob Zombie mazes at Universal or any of that. That's just what I'm thinking. Is I think that the bridge was burned with them because back in 1999 it happened with House of a Thousand Corpses, and yet again, I mean, I don't know, but I really think that was supposed to be a theatrical movie. If anybody knows or has inside information, let me know, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Which is too bad, though, because like I said, I would have watched it in theaters. I would have. I know my dad would like to have seen it in theaters, too. Let's see. So let's see, what is this? What is the... what was your favorite movie that you've acted in? Probably out of everything I've gotten to act in that wasn't anything that I had anything to do with directing-wise or was behind with producing or anything like that, I think still I really, really liked Ghostquake. And you guys can watch that one on Tubi. That was the one with Danny Trejo. Let's see. So Shark House will come out, right? Yeah, Shark House, of course, is coming out. I'm not making something to not come out. What was the largest crowdfunded project movie that you have ever done, and how much did you raise for that project? Well, the largest was Mistletoe Massacre. That one we raised, I think it was like 70 something thousand. Like I think originally on the campaign it was like 72,000, I believe. But so this one, where the goal is to get similar to that level, and if we go past that, that'd be amazing. But getting to a similar amount that we did on the last one and everything. Let's see. Just bought your movie. Well, thanks so much for getting a copy of the movie. I really appreciate that, O Nickel. Would you ever make a Giallo-esque whodunit? Yeah, that'd be really cool to do a Giallo style film. I like that kind of lighting a lot too, so I definitely want to use that kind of lighting. This one is kind of going to have like the vibe of like that movie For Your Consideration a little bit too, when it comes to the aspect of them making the movie. Like I said, I can't tell you how excited I am to make this one. Out of all the ones, this is like the most my kind of movie because I just love movies that have to do with making films. And then after this, I have another idea, which I want to do very quick because it has to do with something very popular right now. It's very trendy and everything too. So I don't know. It's like it's been great lately because I've been having all this inspiration. I feel like there's a time when I had zero inspiration. It was really bad. I had like nothing was inspiring me for anything, and then all of a sudden in the last I don't know. I think doing these movies and directing these films have really saved my life in strange ways. Because yes, they've equaled a lot of stress, and I've had to learn a lot doing them, and I've learned like certain people you don't want to have in your life, and people you can't trust, and who you can and can't trust, and lots of stuff like that. So, but still, it's given me such a ability to be creative again, and I felt like I totally had lost that, and I didn't know if I was ever going to get it back. And it's like, thank God, with these movies, I finally have something that I really, really feel a passion about doing. And it's hard to explain, guys, but this is where the passion is for me. And I do have ups and downs, I do, of just stress and things like that. And I know everybody does. But when it comes to this, I know that it's the right thing. Even though I've had moments of, like I said, stress, but I do know this is the right direction. And because I keep having more ideas, I keep having more things that I'm thinking of, because I didn't have that. And the thing is, when it comes to DVDs and Blu-rays, there's only so much that I can do with that. There's only so much, and I'm always going to love physical media, but I could never make a life of that. I could never make a life of just doing reviews. I know some people can, but to me, the passion isn't there for just that. And I have to be honest, the passion is much more to create things. And that's just how I've always been. Like, to me, if I'm not doing something, I feel sort of sick. So it's like, it's funny is like, you guys might be like, oh, you got the movie coming up, but see, to me, I'm just like, man, it's 2 months. I wish it was now. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how I am. I'm like, I just love doing this stuff, and I'm really glad, because on this new movie too, my brother is going to be helping me a lot with formatting all the stuff with the script and putting all these ideas together, because we already have the outline done, and then we started writing things into it, but he's going to help me get it so it's perfect. And then we're going to be working with Lauren and going back and forth, and I'm really excited. We just have so many ideas between us and with this one that it's going to be such an amazing experience and everything, guys. And just wanted to say too, guys, thanks again for all the support you guys have been giving these projects, and I appreciate it so much, because honestly, without you guys, we wouldn't be able to do these movies. That's why I appreciate you guys who have been getting the special thanks credits on the films, and those of you guys who have been getting producer credits, and any of you guys this time around too. Like I said, we do have acting roles, and would be awesome if any of you guys wanted to consider coming out on doing one of these films as well. Let's see. Let's see the next question. I can't wait. The new poster is rad. Thanks so much, Deadly Spooky. I'm really glad that you like it. Yeah, we've been working back and forth with the poster designer on the new one, and he just did an amazing job. Like, I wish that we had that one done before for Comic-Con, because I would have worn that one. But I think I'm probably going to get this one printed up as a shirt too, to wear to a future convention and stuff like that. I don't know. I like having shirts of stuff. I don't know. It's cool to have shirts of things that I'm involved in, and to kind of promote and everything. And I like that one better because I have really bad body dysmorphia and stuff, so I don't really like wearing shirts with my face on it. Like, the other one I don't mind because it's a small little image of me, but big images of me, I was kind of worried, like, at Comic-Con with it. Not that I'm, like, ashamed of myself or something. I definitely have terrible body dysmorphia, like, really, really bad. So it's like, it doesn't matter what weight I am. I just see, no matter what, I see the same fat, like, 450-pound me. It's a problem. It's a serious thing with my brain that I can't get past it. I sometimes it's better than others though, but I don't like looking at pictures of myself. Sometimes I don't know. It's weird, but I love acting though. But it's just I don't like looking back at myself sometimes. It's really weird. Let's see. Do you have a favorite Blu-ray? I don't know favorite Blu-ray if I have an actual favorite Blu-ray. That's hard to say. Is Lauren going to be in a bikini scene in the movie or more? A bikini scene? I don't know. I don't know if there's going to be like bikini scenes in this movie. We definitely had bikini scenes in Mistletoe Massacre. I'm sure there'll be some kind of bikini scene in there. I don't know if it's Lauren though. Let's see. I recently read Michael Phelps' Wikipedia page and said he is extremely kind-hearted out of the pool. It made me laugh. Someone said oh yeah, because I did. If you guys don't know, I did go to school with Michael Phelps. I went to school with him from when I was in the 2nd grade all the way through when I was in the 11th grade, because he was always a year ahead of me. But I knew him pretty well. We were actually in a couple of the same classes together, and I've talked about this many times before, but back in, I think it was 2003, I believe, was when he was in the Olympics. It was either 2003 or 2001. I cannot remember for sure which one, but I know this Japanese film crew came and followed him around, filmed him in the Tech Ed class, and I know they filmed in my direction, and because I was sitting right next to him. So I always wonder, like, is there some documentary with like this amazing weird footage of me in Mr. Anastasi's class back in the day? I don't know, it'd be amazing to see that. But yeah, like I used to know him, but he was not the nicest person. I remember I used to sit with him sometimes at lunch. He was very rude. It was, I don't know, it was very, very odd. Let's see. I watched the Dark Web tapes a couple nights ago on Prime, totally random, and you pop up. Couldn't believe it. Oh yeah, I definitely have done a lot of those random things like that where I pop up in them. That other one, I'm sure a lot of people soon are going to be seeing. I think it comes out next month, called Amityville Hex. And like, oh, when you guys see that one, it's probably going to be on all those things for free, like Prime and everything. I'm sure I'm going to get like in the first week, like a dozen messages from people that watch this thing, because it's like they don't, for some reason, I wasn't credited at all on it. Like on anything except for in the movie, yes, but not on IMDb or anything. So I don't think my credit will probably even show correctly when it's on streaming services or anything. So a lot of people are going to see this and have it be a surprise, but it's basically the Cool Duder movie because it's all me, and it's like me playing Cool Duder, and it's ridiculous. But yeah, just wait. It'll probably be on some of those streaming things. It's one called Amityville Hex. I didn't direct that one, but I did write some of the stuff on it and then helped bring in like probably like 70% of the people that are in it. Let's see. Thought about running a Plex server for your movies. Plex server? I don't know. Like I really like what we do. We usually sell them to companies and stuff like that. So I don't think we would ever do anything like that. I recently watched Office Killer from 1997. I think it was where your directing style will go. Office Killer. I need to watch that one. Any new projects in the works? Yes, I'm talking about in this stream the brand new project that I'm directing with Lauren Francesca. We're co-directing together, called Pay to Die. Any of you guys who have just tuned in, just check out. You guys can check out the link. I have it pinned, and it's underneath of this video as well. And you guys can help out the project, and help make the budget of the film by getting a special thanks credit or getting a digital download of the film. Or there's also producer credits that you can get, and all the credits include credits on IMDb, as well as in the film credits of the movie itself as well. Let's see. I was watching a performance in Camp Blood 4 and 5 recently. How was the experience working on that movie? Oh, well, Camp Blood 4 and 5, I would watch, if you want to see Camp Blood movie, watch Camp Blood 8, because that was one where I was like in the movie the whole time. You know what I mean? But the Camp Blood 4 and 5, those were just shot at my house. So my brother just shot the scenes for me for those ones. Will the sequel be Pay to Die? Oh, if we make a sequel, yeah. There's definitely can be a sequel to this one. It's I will say too, this is the most, like, out of every movie, the most cathartic thing for me to do, because it's just like, I don't know, it's just so many things that I've wanted to do, and it's like get out of my system and everything with this particular movie, and it's, I don't know, I don't think I can put into words with this particular one how excited I am to bring some of these particular scenes to life. Like, other times when you're doing a movie, like, sometimes you're like really excited, sometimes you're just like not so sure about certain things, or you can't really, certain things you get kind of confused with it. This time around, I like nowhere. I'm like, there's nothing that's like confusing me. Like, I really know exactly what I'm making with Lauren this time, and there's no mystery. I know the direction we want to do with it. I don't know. I'm really, I just can't put into words with this one. It's almost like a strange dream that I'm actually going to get to do this one next, because I've wanted to do this for 3 years before I've even directed movies. This was an idea that I wanted to do, but as like my first movie. So I'm now doing it now, and it's just like finally it's happening. And the thing that's amazing too is I have all these other ideas for after this. So it's like I have like 5 outlines already done. So there's so many projects and stuff like that, which is insane. Like I said, the inspiration has come so much lately that I'm glad that it's here, and hope to God it doesn't disappear again, because my God, it was gone a long time. I mean, the inspiration for me was gone from 2010 when MJ was gone, when I did Don and Murph, and it did not come back until probably about a year ago, where I really got inspiration. I had a little bit of inspiration when I did the parody of of what was that, Split, and then I remember, like, after that, all kinds of things happened with that, and then I lost all the inspiration, and I was totally like just crushed. And because I was just so happy with that thing, so I was just like done at that time. And then, like, when I started doing got to do Scream Bloody Murder, I did that movie, but did not have a great experience at all. So I thought it was it. I thought, okay, I'm not gonna do this anymore. But then when I got to do Amityville Karen with Lauren, the inspiration came back, and that was just about a year ago exactly now. And that was when I had a truly amazing experience and knew that I could do it. So it was like that was one of my sort of thank God experiences, that I got to do that particular movie to really get the inspiration back. I don't know how to explain it. It was just like it took a long time for me to really get to this place, and I'm glad that I have. And like I said, I have, as I'm sure a lot of people do, ups and downs, and some moments when you're kind of upset about things, or things that kind of can depress you, or people do things that are like sort of vindictive to you or whatever, but you get past it, and then you realize like things are going the way they're supposed to with everything you're doing. I don't know, it's weird. I know it's a weird way of putting things, but that's kind of the way I look at the world now, very, very differently than I used to. Let's see, are you going to do your Blu-ray and DVD update tomorrow on your channel? Yes, I still have to review all the stuff, so I have to what's the one that I have to watch still tonight? The Channing Tatum one. I've had it for like about 2 weeks, and it just has taken me forever to get to watching it because I was at Comic-Con and just have had everything with the campaign for the new movie and all that type of stuff, so I just haven't had a chance to. But I'm going to be watching that one tonight. But I definitely will have a video tomorrow. I mean, I try the best I can to never miss the Tuesday videos. I mean, I don't think, as far as I can tell, I've never not had one to put up. And even when I do, if I'm away for a film shoot or anything like that, what I do is I pre-film something. So I have something so I can put something up on Tuesday and at least go through what came out that week. Because I don't know, I'm so OCD, I need to have a video up on Tuesday. It's just like, I don't know what it is. I feel like I'm going to die or something like that if I don't put up a video on Tuesday. Just one of those sort of weird things. Let me see. Let me try and get back to where I was so I don't miss any of these ones. Hey Sean, started watching Carnival on HBO since you recommended loving it. It's an amazing show. Can't believe it was canceled after only 2 seasons. What is your favorite part of the show? I really like the Mr. Krabs character in there. No, he's not Mr. Krabs' character, but the character that voices Mr. Krabs, his character in there, who's the preacher. I think that's a really amazing character. And the thing that sucks is I feel like that it was really going to go, like, by season 3, that was one of those shows that it was really getting ready for something big to happen. That's why the fact that HBO let that get canceled at that point, and it must have been that they just didn't like it, because usually what happens with HBO is if they personally like something, they'll keep it going forever. So I remember they really liked Arliss, and I remember like most of the people didn't love Arliss very much. I mean, some people did, but from what I remember, people were always going, "Oh yeah, that Arliss, I don't really like that. That's not very good." But they kept it going because they liked it. But with Carnival, they didn't, and I think that's kind of what happened. But no, I really loved Carnival. That was a great one. Do you have lower back pain? Yeah, it's kind of like lower, and then I also have some stuff like in my shoulder and stuff like that. It just sucks. So at certain times it gets worse than others. I have like this sort of heating pad thing that I have on like an old man. I'm sort of like the old man. I don't know. It's just, I think it's just because I was so heavy too, and but I've always kind of had these weird problems. I remember even like, that's why I said like with Comic-Con, I don't like standing in long lines, because I remember the first time I had a really bad problem with like standing too long was when I waited for a John Kay autograph. Most people don't want that autograph anymore now, but I guess it's collectible in some ways because the guy was like canceled, but who created Ren and Stimpy. But I remember this was years ago though, so just keep in mind, guys. I did this was before anyone knew about John Kay and all of this, but this was back in 2005 at Comic-Con. I remember I waited in line for like 2 hours for him to draw this picture of me. And that was, after that, I had the worst problems with my back and everything. And that was when it started. I remember that was how long ago it was when I started to really have issues. But I think my real problem with my pain was back in the day when what stirred my back up, and I think was an injury. And I remember as a little kid, I think I must have been maybe 10 or 11, my grandmother was moving. Well, she wasn't moving, but she was giving something to her daughter, and like I needed to help, my aunt like move this thing. It was this weird sort of thing, and like she had this sort of weird alcoholic-y drunk, boyfriend, and we were lifting this heavy thing. I should never have been lifting this, but everybody kind of made me do things like that back in the day because I was fat, and they used to always think that because you're fat you have strength. You don't. That doesn't mean anything. Just because you're fat, it just means you're fat. It doesn't mean you have the ability to lift things more than other people. So, but people would think this. So back in the day when I was really heavy, people would try and have me lift heavy things all the time. And I was always hurting myself. And I remember I had to lift this big dresser thing up the steps. And I remember like the guy, I was pulling it up the steps, he had it behind him. He was holding it and he was going towards the steps. He dropped the thing. And I had to hold the thing with all my weight, otherwise the thing would have fallen and crushed him and pushed him down the steps. And probably would have been the end of him. But I remember when that happened, the whole dresser pulled my back, and that was the one time. I never forgot that. And the other time when I know that I became a bit of a nut and probably lost half my brain cells was back, because I never was the same after this particular thing happened, was at Essex Community College of Greater Baltimore County. I was in the stagecraft class, and I remember there was MJ. We were moving some kind of stuff, and she basically used us as free labor in that class to move all this crap around for her. And I remember something got pushed off of the wall, and it was like on the ceiling. There was this big, heavy board, and the whole thing hit me in the head like this, right in the side. You know that kind of area where it's concussion territory? Like usually it's like you're in the hospital if it happens. And I remember it banged my head. I never was hit so hard in my entire life in my head, and never ever was the same since. And that was probably 2007. So that was like the beginning of me being nuts. Let's see. There is no pay to die Blu-ray option on one. Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna have a Blu-ray option or not. I have to see if we might. The only problem is when it comes to like getting released, I know we'll have like a digital, but I don't know if like now in this day and age that the distributor will have a Blu-ray. That's the only problem. So like if they don't, I don't know if we'd be allowed to have them. You know what I mean? So that's the only issue with having Blu-ray copies and stuff like that. But we might maybe we'll be allowed to have like a really limited one for it. Let's see. Sean thinks your movies will be on show like Svengoolie in 20 years or so. I wouldn't doubt it. You know what I mean? Like, I would definitely love to see. I would love nowadays, though, something I do to get on to Joe Bob. Because every so often, Joe Bob Briggs has newer movies that they have, like Scare Package and some stuff that they show on there. So that'd be amazing if he talked about something that I did. Like, I think that out of all the ones so far, he probably would like the mistletoe one the best. Like that's the one I definitely, when it's done, I want Shudder to look at that movie because I don't know. I think it's like the kind of thing that they would really like. And there's not a lot of Christmas horror movies in the subject matter of this one that deal with like office workers and a marriage going on at Christmas. All these other peculiar things at the same time that I can't think of other things like this. There is bots now. No, I know this one person like this bot, this like naked one is always on here. This naked something bot. I don't even know where they come from. You know what I mean? Like, and I see them all of a sudden, like everybody's videos. And years ago, remember people used to like do that, the spam comments, and now all of a sudden they're all back again. Let's see. Have you seen Canadian Bacon? With John Candy. Yeah, I thought that was an okay movie, but that was like out of all the John Candy movies, for some reason, that was always like my least favorite. I never absolutely loved that one. I always thought it was just okay. Let's see. Hey, Sean, it's Alex. Sorry, I haven't talked in a while. Well, thanks so much for coming on here, Alex. You should do a zombie surfing movie, dude. That would be kind of cool, something with zombies. The only thing with that is you'd have to like do stuff in the ocean, and I'm really scared of the ocean. I'm like terrified of sharks. So, like, I would rather just shoot all that stuff in the pool, you know? So I don't think I'd want to do much in the actual ocean. Like, I feel like if you said to me, Sean, we'll give you $1 million to swim from, like, here out, 1,000 feet out into the ocean, and then go out to the, 1,000 feet out, really far out where it's, like, super, super deep, and stay out there, swimming around for 5 hours or something, or they give me, like, a flotation device. I don't think I'd be able to do it because I think I'd probably have a panic attack because the idea of being out there like in the ocean and the thought of sharks and stuff. I remember when I did that movie Ghost Shark. That was like the worst experience of my entire life when I had to get left out there at one point in this lake because they told me right before. I guess they had to because if I got eaten, I couldn't have sued, or I got attacked, I couldn't have sued. They basically said, now before you go out there, just know that there are bull sharks. And I said, what are you talking about? And they're like, well, it connects to the ocean as well, so bull sharks can get in. And I'm like, oh my God. So I was in that lake, and it was right after there was this hurricane that happened. I just remember that. And that was like, but it was one of those things where I really wanted to be in that movie, because it was a movie for sci-fi and everything. So I really wanted to be in it. But it was like, I think now, I don't think I'd be able to do it. I think me, mentally, if you told me I had to go out there and do it, I'd be like, no. I say, can we find something else for me to do in that movie? I don't want to do that. Yeah, I don't think I'd care the same way I did. Like, then I was more like, hungry to get on, like, oh, I got to be on TV and all this stuff. So I do weird shit that I don't feel comfortable doing, like riding jet skis. But I did it because I wanted to get on there. But, like, I wasn't really that comfortable or with a lot of things that I used to do back in the day. Like, I don't know. It's weird when I think about it now. But it was just like I really wanted to do them. So it was a weird thing to think about because it's like I used to take my shirt off in the movies, and I remember like in the one movie I really didn't want to do that because I knew everyone was going to see it. But then they were like, I just think about certain things now, and I remember like people would kind of play up that I was so heavy, and the people smirked a little bit. I don't know. It's just it's weird when you think about. That's why, like with all the movies that I do and the stuff that I'm doing with Lauren, I never want to have anyone be used as a sight gag or be used in that kind of a way where it's like a joke. You know, and like I just don't want that to be done to anybody. So I'm really careful and really trying to give people like really different stuff to do, and giving people that would not have a chance to play roles of different kind of a role to play and not do like typecasting stuff. Because let me tell you, I was typecast so bad of like these particular kinds of characters and never had the chance to do anything where I really got to do something with any seriousness or anything where you actually believe the character or had any like intensity of this person maybe was a bad person, and now I'm finally getting to do it, you know. And it's crazy that it's taken it to be me doing my own stuff to get to that place, but it's like thank God I know people that and have made a lot of connections from doing all the projects that I've done over the last 13 years to have connections to Lionsgate, to have connections to these studios and stuff like that. So it's just luck. It's very, very lucky, and it's just making these movies a lot easier. And just a lot of you guys too have helped in so many ways. So I just appreciate everything so much. Let's see. Are you a fan of Urban Legend Final Cut? No, that's a great movie about making films. So that was one of those ones I always liked. Someone says, I got Ghostquake, it's awesome. Well, thanks so much for getting a copy of Ghostquake. It's definitely like dry lips time right now. It's like, ugh. Let's see. Let's see. Do you remember Dracula Dead and Loving It? Leslie Nielsen. Let's see, where is the... It just did this weird thing again when it froze up. Let me see if I can open up this one. Yeah, this is where it can go. It's doing that weird business where you don't, let's see. Now I think I can see this. There are bots now. Let's see. Yeah, it totally froze up and you can't really see it. I think, will the sequel be Pay to Die? Rest in peace, Paul Savino. Really excited about Pay to Die. I talked about that one. I really have to watch one of your movies one day, Daniel said. Thanks so much, Daniel. Are you excited about the new Scream 6 sequel to Scream 5? Yeah, I'm really wondering what they're going to do with it, though. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where I'm really wondering, you know, what kind of direction it's going to go. You should do a zombie surfing movie. I talked about that. Remember Dracula Dead and Loving It. Show the poster. Well, if you want to see the poster, Minnie, just go to the link that I gave under the video. That's where any of you guys who come on the live stream now can go, and after the live stream you guys can check it out as well. But that's where you guys can go to help out the brand new film that me and Lauren Francesca are co-directing together called Pay to Die. And there's a lot of different ways you guys can help on there, like get a special thanks credit on the film, and you'll get a credit where you'll be at the end of the movie's credits, as well as you have your credit on IMDb. And if you don't have an IMDb page, then you will have one for the first time. And you can go on there too once you have the page and update it and put like trivia facts about yourself and all kinds of stuff. You can actually too, you have to pay to do it, but you can put a picture of yourself on there as well. Let's see. I wish like to see your canceled movie, Steven Spielberg, Night Skies. Oh, you mean that was one of the ones that he was going to be making? Pay to Die has that big Hollywood feeling to it. It's good. Yeah, that's what we're going for with Pay to Die. It's supposed to be very like Hollywood, supposed to feel about like that real Hollywood dream kind of feel to it and everything. Let's see. I think it's probably the most adult kind of movie that I've done. Not like adult content, but the most like adult movie. Like when it comes to the concept and the actual outcome of the movie and what it's saying and what the one I don't know, the whole thing of it. I feel like it's definitely going to appeal to different people, and I think I don't know, I think overall it should be a very interesting movie. How do you feel about Fear Street's movies from Netflix? I've not actually watched any of those ones. The split review is hilarious. Well, thanks so much. Have you seen Jurassic World 3? I did. That's one of the ones I did see in theaters. Did you see the trailer for horror movie Don't Worry Darling, directed by Olivia Wilde? I watched that last night. It looks interesting, though. It's funny, though. It's like, it does not look like something that she's done, that she would be directing. It looks more like a Nicholas Winding Refn kind of thing, or something like that. Very art and artsy style, and not at all like Booksmart. So it looks really cool, though. Let's see. Did you see the Jeepers Creepers 4 trailer? I actually thought that looks pretty good. I definitely am actually interested in seeing that one. How many years you played Klein in Supernatural Assassins? I never did that thing. Jonathan Moody was going to be making that. I don't know if that's actually going to happen or not. Are you going to watch horror movie Blumhouse, They, Them, Kevin Bacon on Peacock? I don't have Peacock. That's like the one streaming service I don't have. So I'm hoping it gets a Blu-ray at least so I can watch it. That's just a pain though, because there's so many streaming services now, and I feel like the one that if I was going to get another one, the one that I really want to get, mainly for Beavis and Butthead, and that Bryan Cranston movie with the lottery. For some reason, I don't know what it is. I really want to watch that movie with him with the lottery. Like I love movies with dealing with lottery, and like bank robbery movies like that, and just movies that like have that kind of, no offense, but kind of like that stupid kind of feel to it. I really kind of like. So I really want to watch that. Like I honestly would see that one in theaters, that particular movie. So the Paramount Plus is the one that I really want to get first, before I get into the other ones. But let me know how that one is though, because I do definitely want to watch it though. Let's see. You said you had to go to the hospital once for back pain. How bad was that? Yeah, it was just like it was radiating so bad in my shoulder to the point where I couldn't like lift my arm or anything. It was awful. And I think it was just like I was holding my arm out too long. And a lot of times too, that's why if you guys noticed in like the Comic-Con tour video, I wasn't like holding it on myself for like long periods of time. If I don't know, I was doing it a little differently because that action is like really bad for my shoulder and everything. But yeah, but Comic-Con was great though. HBO nearly went bankrupt when they canceled Rome and Deadwood at the same time too. I know that's the one problem with HBO is like when certain things are done or they cancel it and stuff like that, people can just totally leave the network. And I know HBO definitely lost a lot of people when Game of Thrones was over. You know, I know that's coming back again as like a prequel or something like that, but they had a lot of people cancel the subscription. And the thing with HBO is up before HBO Max, they didn't really have as many exclusive, interesting stuff, and I think that's why they basically did what they did and became HBO and Warner Brothers. So then they can have brand new movies and stuff like that. And I think too we're going to start seeing a lot more, and actually they've been starting to as it is, but we're going to probably see more and more and more exclusives for Warner Brothers. And we're going to probably see, my suspicion with them is we're going to see like HBO Max has like direct-to-video kind of sequels that they're going to do for older properties that they own. That would be something I'd love to do. Like take something really old that they own and make a sequel to it. Like something that they made, the original one was like 25 years ago. I don't know. That kind of stuff I like the idea of. Let's see. Phantasm director almost made sequel Bubba Nosferatu. I remember that one, and then it ended up not happening. I remember seeing a lot of people talking about that. Hey, how's your movie been going? I was wondering, are you a big fan of hip-hop? And if so, will you be seeing the song play in the background? No, I definitely like hip-hop music. But when it comes to music, yeah, I mean, when it comes to music, we have a lot of people that get like stuff through Indiegogo to have their music included in the projects. So that's been a way that people have really helped on the film. So we've gotten some really cool music through people that way. So yeah, if anybody has music too, like we have perks on there too to get your music included into the film. But everything's going really well with the film right now. Just kind of been working right now on spreading the word about the film and sharing it around and all that kind of stuff. Let's see. Do you know what a sporting event is? Movies get lame quick. What a sporting event is? Sporting? I don't know. I know what sporting events are. Do you? Let's see. That was kind of a weird question because, like, with sporting events and like, because movies get lame, like, but how does a sporting event relate to a movie though? Let's see. Phantom director. Do you believe in equality and inclusiveness? If so, so what do you mean? I don't even know what this person is asking, but what I believe when it comes to like that is that everybody should be treated the same, and and there's a lot of people that get treated very terrible and that shouldn't, and I think everyone needs to be treated the same, and so I think basically everyone should be treated the same. But I don't believe what you're saying because I know that's people that are against certain things. So I'll say that Black Lives definitely matter. So if you're going to be against people like that, so if you're going to be against that, just don't watch the channel, please. Let's see. So if you're like if you hate people and stuff like that, or like just don't watch. Do you relate to Larry David from Curb Your Enthusiasm? Yes. Like I think Larry David from Curb Your Enthusiasm is pretty much what I'm going to be in the future. Like that's pretty much I think me, because and I know he's sometimes juggles back and forth and says, "Oh, Larry David is nothing like me. I'm really not actually like him. You know, that's just a character." But every interview I've ever seen, he seems to be like that. So I'm pretty sure that that's how he really is. So yes, and I feel like too, I have the same kind of way of seeing things that he does sometimes, like certain things when you're like, why are people not doing this, or why are they like not doing a better job of this? I don't know. I definitely notice those kind of things, and the weird things that he does. And I definitely have the same kind of situation, get into the same situations he does with people that I don't want to come across or want to talk to. You know what I mean? Like I feel like too, at any event I ever go to, the one enemy that I don't want to see is usually the first person I see. I don't know if you guys are ever like that, if you go to like a convention or go to any events and stuff, but there's probably people you go, oh God, I really would rather not see that person. But somehow it's always been like that's the first person I've always run into at any kind of event or any kind of thing that you can imagine. So I've never been good at like not coming across somebody. I wish the movie Tim Burton's spin off Catwoman Michelle Pfeiffer R-rated version got canceled. I do remember something about that. Like Michelle Pfeiffer would have been amazing if they got it to do more Catwoman movies. And the thing is too, I mean I know she's older now and everything, but honestly, I think she could still do it now, and I think it'd be kind of interesting to see an older Catwoman, and like kind of struggling with being older. I don't know if they don't really do that stuff because I feel like they're like, oh, it's got to be somebody younger, and I'm like, I don't know. I kind of think that'd be interesting. So, and because honestly, too, if we can have Michael Keaton come back and play Batman again, there's absolutely no reason that Michelle Pfeiffer couldn't come back as Catwoman. Like I said, as an older Catwoman, but just dealing with being older. Let's see. Make sure I don't miss any of these ones. Trumps. Do you have any movies on Shudder and streaming service? Well, I have stuff that I'm in that are on Shudder, like the one the UHF Halloween special. That's one of the ones I'm in doing a voice. I love seeing you and some close friends of you putting out movies that are all passionate about. So cool. Well, thanks so much, Don. Do you like the original Fright Night 2 from 1988? For some reason, I don't know if I ever saw that one. It would be cool if you could get some of your movies on Shudder. No, I definitely hope so. I wish Tim Burton. I talked about that. Who's Harry Crumb is one of my favorite John Candy movies. Absolutely love that movie. No, that's a really great movie. I definitely really like that one a lot. Hey man, I wanted to be an actor all my life, but I had a weight problem like you. Believe me though, if I could do it, you can. It's all about kind of changing your habits and kind of finding the way that works for you. So for me, a lot of it was really just kind of counting calories. So when I was losing the initial weight, it was kind of like I was sticking to that 1,500 calories a day. So I was being very OCD. I'm somebody who's just a very OCD person. It's just how I've always been. So it's like for me, I was really able to just kind of write everything down. Like, okay, Panera Bread, I got the salad. It was 300 calories for this, or 400 calories, but I didn't get the dressing on it. So now it was only 300. So then I would write that down. I was like, oh, I ate one bread, and then I added an ounce of butter. So then it was the fat-free or the diet yogurt butter. Then it was 50 calories. So I basically would add all these things up, and then stick to the 1,500, and that was really the key for me for doing it. And really, I think that's pretty much a way that most people will be successful with dropping some weight is counting calories if you do it very meticulous. But the true key though is doing that and then getting to the point of doing exercise. And if you can do exercise at least 3 or 4 days a week, doing things like the treadmill and then little by little building up the incline, that's the key. At least that was for me what really worked out the best. Thoughts on Nope? I've not seen Nope yet. I definitely really want to see that one soon though. I know my brother wants to see it too. Do you have Letterboxd? No, I've never got Letterboxd. That's one of those things everyone's asked me about that for years, but for some reason I've never got on there. And any of you guys, too, who've just come onto the live stream, definitely check out the link as well. And you guys can find out how to help out me and Lauren Francesca's brand new horror film that we're going to be directing together this fall. There's a lot of different ways you guys can help out in the project, like get special thanks credits on the film. There's all kinds of stuff like, producer credits on the project, all that kind of stuff as well, on the film and everything. But thanks again, guys, for all of you guys who have been helping out on the new film and everything. But like I said, there's a lot of different things, on the project on there. So let's go through some more of the questions and everything here. So let's see. Where is the one I had open? The other one here's the one. Have you seen Little Big League? I feel like I probably have seen that one. I think so. What are some cool or your favorite documentaries? I would say my favorite one is American Movie, about making films. That's the one I would say, if you guys have never seen American Movie, definitely watch that one. What's up, Sean? When are we getting a Blu-ray release of Cage Girl? Well, Cage Girl, that's like part of that other. You guys can actually watch Cage Girl for free. Isn't that on Treasure Chest of Horrors? It's either part 1 or 2. I think it's the second one. You guys can, I believe, see it on that one, if you guys want to see Cage Girl. But no, I don't think there'll ever be a Blu-ray of that one. Let's see. Are you excited for Vengeance horror movie? Vengeance? I think I saw the trailer for that one. Jeepers Creepers, where'd you get those peepers? Jeepers Creepers, where'd you get those peepers? Where'd you get those eyes? Are you gonna get Doctor Strange Mon 4K? Doctor Strange Mon? Isn't it just Doctor Strange? I might pick that one up, though. I did get a code of that one, so I still need to check that out. Did you see the trailer for Pray for the Devil, same director of The Last Exorcism? No, I like The Last Exorcism, though. I need to watch that. Hellraiser franchise, we're all good back. You're familiar with Phantasm films? Yeah, I love the Phantasm movies. Do you like the original Wolfman? The original? Yeah, I remember seeing that, too, for the very first time as a kid. It's really little. I was probably like 4 or 5 years old. And I think that, honestly, the Wolfman might have been like the very first actual horror movie that I ever actually saw. Have you seen Nope? Very disturbing movie. I need to see that one still, Ryan. Did you see a trailer for the new horror movie Barbarian, starring Bill Skarsgård? I have not seen that trailer yet. Any older Catwoman movie would be a great idea. Also, I'd love to see you direct Mr. Bean movie. I think you do a great job replicating the humor of the early TV episodes. That would be amazing to do like a Mr. Bean film. Not sure if it's been asked, but an avid collector of movies, the trend on streaming service, they make content but not releasing on Blu-rays, DVDs. What are your thoughts? I know, I kind of like, it sucks though that it's going that direction of not being able to have physical discs and stuff like that, but at least though, a lot of the time they end up still doing a disc but through a burn on demand, so at least there's a way to still get them. But it sucks though when there's like no way whatsoever. The way that's kind of the way around, if you really want to get a movie and have a physical copy, there are companies like Stinky Tuna that make bootlegs of them, or you can go to other countries and search for the movie. So sometimes, like, if a movie's on streaming in the UK, streaming in America, maybe it was not bought in the UK by Netflix. So then it was bought by another company, and then there's a UK Blu-ray available. So then as long as you have a region-free player, you can get the UK disc, and you can still have a physical copy. So that's like a really strange way around it, but you could still, if you really want a copy. I know for like my movies, I know for like Scream Bloody Murder, I don't think there'll be a DVD in America, as far as I know. There'll be like the company will release. Because I don't know if Tubi I don't think Tubi will do a DVD of it, unless it's a different chain of Tubi, and it's part like that one Shark Bait, because that was Tubi Films. Like, I'm not connected to the movie anymore, so I don't know the release platform for it, but it may be one of those things where if we really want a physical disc, we'll have to get it that way. Let's see. Are you excited? A24 horror movie Bodies Everywhere. A pretty cool trailer. Yeah, I saw that trailer. That one looked good. Would you film a movie in a vacation spot? Like a vacation area? Yeah, that'd be kind of cool, like a resort type thing. Did you see the trailer? I talked about Barbarian. Are you excited for the new horror movie? Smile, starring Susie Bacon. Yeah, the Smile trailer looked pretty good. Did you see the new movie trailer, Menu? Mark Milord directing, starring Anna Taylor-Joy. The Menu one, I'm pretty sure I saw that one. Black Lives Death Matter. Nice one, Sean. No, I know. The Black Lives definitely matter. Because someone was trying to say, like, because there's that thing that I don't follow all of that, but people, like, say a certain thing, and it's, like, a way of, like, making it so, like, not saying that they don't or something. I don't know. People are trying to write that or something. I'm like, don't come on here and write stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because all, like, everybody matters, and especially Black lives. So, like, I don't know. I don't like when people say stuff like that. Do you still talk to the unmentionable one? No, I haven't, talked to him in forever. So I've tried to make contact with him again, and I've tried to get him involved with these movies, but I've literally heard nothing. It just really sucks. Help Lauren buy a new phone. I think she might have a new phone now. I don't know, though. I'm not 100% sure, though. I love to see canceled movie Candyman 4. Took place Blizzard Snow Bernard Rose. Oh, that'd be really cool if it was in the snow. I like to own a movie physically. You don't truly own anything digitally. No, I know. That's the thing. I'm the same way. Like, I really like to have something of it. So, like, the one that I really want to have a physical copy of for the shelf and stuff, too, and it's driving me crazy that you can't really get it, is the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's like, I have all the other ones, and I'm going to have to, like, get one from another country or order that Sinky Tuna one. It's just, like, this sort of strange thing. I really want that one. Let's see, make sure I don't miss anything. Also, love to see. Nope, was disturbing, and the one tone change, and then the tone changed, and it went into a different direction. Unfortunately, are you excited about the new horror movie Smile Star? I talked about that one. I heard The Lost Boys and Poltergeist coming to 4K. I did see something about that. Let's see. Thoughts on Black Phone? I have not seen Black Phone yet. I'd like to own a movie physically. You don't own anything digital. No. I saw the old Mummy movie when I was little. I was in black and white and very atmospheric and scary. No, that was a great movie, the original Mummy. It's so funny to think, though, a lot of those original Universal Monster movies, like pretty much all the horror movies, kind of took a little something from those films. It's kind of an interesting thing to think about, how much inspiration that those early Universal Monsters movies had for all these other films that came after. I agree, Bailey. Doodle do no politics in here, but thanks. Have you seen Black Rose, Rock and Roll Nightmare? I believe I've seen both of those ones. Did you know Amityville Karen is still available on Blu-ray? Yes, you can still get Amityville Karen on Blu-ray. Just go to SRS Cinema's website, and that's where you guys can go to get the Blu-ray for that one. Let's see, favorite zombie film? Probably Dawn of the Dead, I would say. I think it was announced that the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre is getting a physical release. That is? Because from what I heard, I didn't hear anything about it. So hopefully that's true. Maybe it's because I talked about it, and I don't know. Hopefully, let's see. Put Martin Lawrence in your movies. Yeah, Martin Lawrence, that'd be amazing, but I think he'd be out of our range to get, like, price range. And we did have, like, talks with Eddie Griffith, like the idea of Eddie Griffith, but who knows? That would have been really cool. I heard it was Clive Barker almost made The Mummy, his remake, 1990, but he became Brendan Fraser. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that Clive Barker almost made the original, was originally going to make the remake of The Mummy. To the slasher movie we go. Yes, Tyke Taylor, thanks so much. And any of you guys who have just come on to the live stream, definitely when you get a chance to, check out the link and you guys can find out how you can help out me and Lauren Francesca's brand new horror comedy slasher film that we're co-directing. And basically you guys can go on there, and there's a lot of different ways you guys can help, like get special thanks credits on the film, get any, producer credits. You could even come out in person to act in the movie as well. And it would definitely be awesome to work with some of you guys if you guys wanted to come out for this one. And always cool. We've had a lot of people come out who watch the videos throughout the years, and that's always really cool to get to meet you guys and everything. Let's see. Have you heard? I talked about that. Do you use horror website Blade discussing upcoming movies, or Dread Central? Yeah, I've looked at those sites for years, and the one site that I've always used for Blu-rays has been pretty much mainly between two, and that's kind of the only ones I ever have looked at. And it's Blu-ray.com and then the digital bits. I feel like besides those, I've never really looked at anything else. And I think like the original Blu-ray, site for me for DVDs was always the digital bits. And I used to go there, like, I remember even being in school, going on the computer and would look at upcoming DVD artwork for upcoming releases and be sitting there going, oh, this is coming out. and I would be like, I would get all my homework done in this one class. It was this weird class that I was in because I had all sorts of learning problems, and it was like a homework class where you would sit there and do your homework, and so ridiculous. But I usually would get stuff done really early, and I would just go on there and make lists of like, oh, this is coming out. Pecker comes to Blu-ray or comes to DVD at this time. This comes out. That was kind of a weird thing that I used to do. Where is your new movie shooting? It's all going to be shooting in the Los Angeles and Burbank area, Robbie. Um, let's see. Have you seen the movie Stir Crazy with Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor? Was thinking of watching it tonight. Yeah, I watched that one. I haven't seen it for years, but I remember really liking it. How was Dweebo been doing? Did he go to Comic-Con with you? Yeah, me and my brother Dweebo, we walked around the convention together the entire time. So he was there, all the days we went. So we went 3 different days. We went Wednesday, and then we went Friday, and we went Sunday. I didn't film anything on Sunday. Mainly it was just kind of to look at stuff because it's kind of weird. Like, it's hard to explain, but when you're filming, you're not really able to pay attention to things the same way. So like when you actually go around, when you don't film or take any pictures or anything, you pay, I don't know, at least for me, I pay attention to a lot more because sometimes like I feel like when I'm filming, I'm not really computing what I'm looking at as good as I should and everything. Let's see. Did you see the new house? See the Night House horror movie? I don't think I've seen that one. Is Towson nice or is it kind of run down? Well, I live in San Diego now, so I don't really know how Towson is anymore. But I mean, like when I was there, I used to always like it. I mean, like the good thing that I always liked about Towson was it was really good for walking because like where we lived was really close for things. So it was probably like a mile to get, or maybe a mile and a half to get to the mall. So it was like you could walk to the mall, you could walk to the movies. So there was like all kinds of stuff out there. So it was a really good location. The schools nearby, like Towson High and Dumbarton Middle and stuff were really good. So it was good for that kind of stuff. But like I said, it's been now. I moved in 2010, so it's been 12 years now. So I don't really know, how it is now. I couldn't really comment on what it was like to be there now. Let's see. Where's your talk about that? Do you like the song I got on 5 yet? I got 5 on it. No, I like that song. I can't wait to see your new horror movie, the new horror movie, The Invitation, starring Natalie Emmanuel, come out next month in theater. I still watch Around the Country a few times a year. Never gets old. Well, thanks so much for still watching that one. Geriatric Geek says, I do not see an option for a perk for a Blu-ray to die. Is there going to be one available? Thanks. I don't know if we're going to have one, Geriatric Geek. We might have something like really limited for it. I just don't know for sure. The new Paranormal Activity movie is getting released in the new box set with all the movies. Have you seen it? Yeah, that's what sucks is like the only way to get those is in that box set. I'm really wondering if they're going to do like some like single releases of them later, or they're going to be ones where you have to they're like the burn on demand ones kind of. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with it and everything because I hope you can get them separately though. It's kind of weird. It's like I don't know if you guys are the same with these movies, but I kind of feel like I'm sort of done with those original Paranormal Activity movies. You know what I mean? It's like I don't know. It's like I used to kind of like them when they first came out, but like the first one, I tried to watch it again maybe like 2 years ago, and I'm like, this is very boring, and I didn't want to watch it. So it's like I don't really feel like buying those first few again. You know what I mean? Like the later ones, I kind of like more. I feel like they kind of got more fun and more interesting as they went along. And let's see, ever watch the Serial Insane Clown Killer movie from 2003? Serial Insane Clown Killer movie? See, I don't know that one. Do you have fan mail? No, I've never had a PO box out here. Well, I think I did, but for like maybe like a year or something, I had a PO box. I used to have one in Maryland though, but maybe at some point I'll get it again though. I don't know though. Fun fact: Rob Zombie and Marilyn Manson were typical high school geeks. No, I know. Like when you look at pictures. I know Marilyn Manson's name was Brian Warner, I believe. And I remember that one picture of him, and everyone used to say he looked like Paul from the Wonder Years. And some people used to pretend like he was the same person. I need another Friday the 13th movie. I know there's so many problems with the rights, so it's just like a big issue. What's your favorite quote from Heavyweights? Well, the one everyone always says is "Don't put Twinkies on your pizza." But the one I always like is that your dad? He's like, "Why? It's not why." And he's like, "Well, you're fat. He's fat, and you're fat." Like that one. That's the one I always kind of like. That he's that your dad one. They are releasing the new Paranormal Activity by itself only on DVD. If that's if you do it that way. Okay, so if you want to get, so at least you could still get them. So for me, if like then I would probably just get them like that then, so I could have a physical disc of them. Are you watching the new American Horror Stories? The bite-sized stories, so good this season so far. I need to look at those. So that's interesting. The first season wasn't that good. Yeah, it's me and my brother always have this joke when it comes to American Horror Stories, because there's two different ones. There's American Horror Story, and that's the one that like is like the more like the continuous story, and the one that's like has the bigger budget. Then there's American Horror Stories. So we always go no. There's American Horror Stories, and that's this one you're talking about. I know Sierra McCormick was on the first season of that one. I'm a big fan of her, though. She's somebody who's like a dream to get into the films that I'm doing, like bring her into one of the projects. I feel like it was probably doable about like 3 years ago. Now I just don't know if it's possible, but she would be somebody, would be a dream to work with. Let's see, Steven Susko and James Wan almost made another Leatherface movie sequel to Texas Chainsaw Massacre Next Beginning. I think I remember hearing about that, but then it didn't end up happening. Are you watching? I talked about that. Have you seen Steel and Lace and Deadly Games, aka Dial Santa? Oh, the one with like the bad kid, like the Home Alone type one. Yeah, I have seen that one. Can you do a Donnie Burger impression? Donnie Burger impression? I don't know what that. I know there's heavyweights, but I can't remember what the impression was. I just got The Witch in the mail from the 4K from Second Sight. Nice Second Sight, Next Bite, nice box on it. No, the Second Sight releases, they always do an amazing job on their stuff that they've done. Hey Sean, big fan, can't wait to see your new movie. Thanks so much, Major Reeves. Have you seen Blew My Mind? Blew My Mind? No, I've not seen that one. Would you film a movie on a vacation spot? Do you mean like going to like an island? Is that what you're talking about? Like something like that? But if you mean like that, or going to like I don't know what you mean by vacation spot. I guess you mean just like a Florida or something like that, maybe. Do you prefer the original Evil Dead or the 2013 remake? I really like the remake, but I think the original is still the better movie. Have you ever met Winona Ryder? From what I can remember, I don't ever remember seeing her at any conventions or panels or anything like that. So no, I don't think I ever did. Do you like Full Moon films? Yeah, Full Moon is somebody that I'm so surprised that I haven't ever got a message from them to do something for them, like to make a project for them, because I know I could do it. I'm just going to put it in the universe. If Full Moon ever wants me to, let me know. I'll direct something for you guys. I want to do it with Lauren too, though, but let me know, because I would like to do something for them, because they're making really fun stuff, and I actually have something that they would like, so maybe it will happen. Like, that's the thing that's interesting. I have an idea for the next project that is so topical to right now, with something that people squeeze a lot, and I thought of the whole entire concept of this particular movie. So it's one of those kind of Full Moon type, Gremlins, Critters type films. Let's see, and it's very Italian. Like I think if I get to do it, which I think it's going to happen, I'll do like very Italian, like try and get an Italian composer. Maybe the composer who did the music for Troll 2, I could get him to do it. I don't know, but if he could, that would be amazing. Let's see, Donnie Burger. Are we getting a Sean C. Phillips NECA figure? No, I don't know. I don't know how to get like a figure like that. I would love to have somebody do like a figurine version, because that would be something fun to have as a perk, where somebody could get like a figure of me or a figure of Lauren or something like that. The only problem is, if we did that, like it would probably be like a really expensive perk, because I feel like it would be like, just to get like one of one made of a figure, it'd probably be like $80 to $100, I bet. So then it'd be like, well, in order to make money on that thing, you'd have to charge like 100, or $200 more, so it'd be like $300 for this little teeny thing to make money on it. You know what I mean? Like that's the only problem. But that'd be kind of cool if we could have a little figure. But if anybody knows how to do something like that, like really cheap, to make like a really high quality, like one of those reaction figures, that'd be really cool too. Let's see. Did you like working with Vernon Wells and Todd Bridges? No, they were great. Todd Bridges too. I got to work with him 2 times. He was on Cheer Bloody Murder, and then also on Mistletoe Massacre. I mean, we got to do a lot more with him on Mistletoe, and he was really fun to work with. And he brought some amazing improv too to the film. And I definitely would love to work with him again. And same with Vernon Wells. We only got to work with Vernon for a little bit on the Screen Bloody Murder, but he's somebody that I think we might try to get to again for maybe one of the next ones. Let's see. Have you seen the movie Becky? Great movie. Kevin James in that movie is terrifying. Yeah, I really liked Becky. I thought he was really good in that role. That's the kind of role too that I would love to get to play, like something really like different. I got to do a little bit of that in Shark House though. Let's see. Glenn Marzo, director. He almost made prequel, the Overlook Hotel prequel to The Shining, were never made. Hey Sean, just curious, how were you able to get your Comic-Con badge? And was it professional badge? Is becoming more difficult to get badges now. I may need your help from a third party next year. Yeah, I've always got them through the professional stuff. I have to renew it again for next year, but I don't think it shouldn't be any problem. I think I've pretty much been getting professionals from them on my own for probably, because I used to get them from my dad, because my dad still gets professionals as well, because he does comic book work like photography and things like that for comic book covers and things like that. So that's how we first started getting them. So then I used to get like professional guest badges from him. But then as I started doing more acting and everything, then I felt and doing more on YouTube, I felt kind of confident that I could probably get them on my own as well. So probably in like 2014, I think is when I first started getting my own badge. So I've renewed ever since then. So it's been probably 8 years or maybe longer of me getting them. So it shouldn't be any problem. And I think too, because some of these movies like Sheer Bloody Murder are going to be studio things, I don't think there'll be any problems. But yeah, that's really the way that I've been really lucky to get them. And I also too, I know Comic-Con, I'm pretty sure likes the tour videos that I've done, because they've always have been featured pretty well. I'm pretty sure they must share them sometimes too, because they get so many more views, and I don't even know how sometimes, because like they're usually my most viewed videos I ever do. Like they get like the one from 2019 now has like 170,000 views or something. So, and even the new one has like already like 38,000. I think some people find it from searching, but I definitely do think that Comic-Con doesn't dislike them, because I try to really showcase stuff, and I also look at other people's videos, and I think I do a different job do it differently than everyone does, because no one seems to show some of these weird mundane things that I really find interesting. But I don't know, I think that a lot of people like to see that stuff, but most people think, oh, no one wants to see this. But since I'm a little aspy, I think that I find more things interesting. I don't know what it is, but I think that's just me. Let's see, remember the live stream you did when you wrapped yourself in blankets like a burrito? Oh yeah, that was a long time ago. That was like, how long ago was that? Was probably maybe a year ago exactly or something. But yes, there was some live streams when I did some weird stuff like wrap myself like a burrito. There was one when I think somebody wanted me to jump on the bed. The one live stream that I did, somebody had me, and this was not even like 2 weeks ago maybe, do it without my hat the whole live stream. Someone did $200 for me to take my hat off, which was crazy. You know what I mean? I should do something like that, but do it through Indiegogo perks. You know what I mean? Like people can help, like, Cooter, take off your hat, and it's an Indiegogo perk on the live stream. So the money goes to the Indiegogo campaign. But any of you guys, though, who've come to check out the new the live stream and everything, definitely check out the link under this video when you guys get a chance, and you guys can find out how to help out my brand new project that I'm going to be co-directing with Lauren Francesca, which is a 80s style horror comedy slasher film. It's very 80s and also 90s as well. But you guys can find out how to help the project by getting a special thanks credit on the film, or getting a producer credit, or there's acting roles you guys can shoot from home, as well as coming out in person to act in the project as well. Let's see, any other questions here? Thoughts on Child's Play 2 trailer? I still need to watch that. I definitely need to look at that. I saw it was on YouTube last night, and I meant to look at it and just totally had forgotten. Let's see, thoughts on, talk about that. Hopefully, Holy Grail, The Midnight Hour gets a Blu-ray release, maybe Scream Factory or Vinegar Syndrome. No, I know, and I screwed up so bad this year at Comic-Con, and I forgot to get the buttons at Scream Factory booth. And it was like on Friday when I was doing the tour video, I went to ask, and they're like, "Oh, sorry, they're all gone." And I'm like, "Oh no!" And I wasn't thinking, and I probably should have said like I'm doing the tour video, and then like then I missed my chance. So it was like, because I remember last time they said that to me, they were gone, and then I said I'm doing the tour video, and then they found one for me in the back, so I could show it, but I didn't do that this year, so now I don't know what the buttons look like or anything. I do know I've noticed though. There hasn't not been as much stuff from Scream Factory lately, though. There's like been very lacking on stuff, so I really hope we get more stuff again from them. Let's see. Have you seen Alphabet City? Jeremy Robin Benson. I've never seen that one before. Have you seen Scream 5? What did you think of the main character's death? I didn't like Scream 5 that much. I don't know why. For some reason, I just did not love that too much. Have you seen the Full Moon movie Doll Man? Looks pretty entertaining. Yeah, Doll Man was really fun. I really liked that movie. Hopefully, who is the rudest celebrity you've ever met? The rudest? It's hard. It's bad because I don't want to ever say anybody now because like, nowadays I don't know who I could end up working with. You know what I mean? Like because it's kind of like getting to the point when it comes to certain people, it's like anybody, if the budget is there, becomes approachable. You know what I mean? So I don't really want to say anything, but like one person that I worked with, I did not really care to work with again. I mean, is a chance it could happen? I don't know. It's just there's one particular person and then one person that I worked with on a movie that I acted in, I didn't care for too. I don't want to really say who the people are. The one person though was on Night Court. I'll say that. He just had this bad attitude, and I just remember it really bad. Like I said to him, "How you doing?" And he's like, "Horrible." And it was just this bad sort of thing that I can't forget. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's hard to explain. What's your favorite Friday the 13th film? Out of all of them, probably the one with Crispin Glover, and then the one in New York. Taking Manhattan. For some reason, I really like that one. What did you think about the upcoming Marvel movies talked about? I didn't see a lot of the stuff. I did see the new Black Panther trailer. I thought it looked really good though, and especially too, it's very vague what they're showing with it, but it looks very cool though. I'm going to McDonald's. What do I order? Well, I don't eat meat anymore, so if you would get like what I would get if I was going there, and I feel like that's the kind of place I'd only go as like a worst case scenario if it was like I was done filming, I didn't get to eat anything really that day, I need to get something, it's like, oh my god, I'm gonna pass out if I don't eat. So I would basically go there and get just a cheeseburger but no meat in it, so just basically everything but the meat, and then an order of fries and sweet and sour sauce. That's like what I would get, but I'm sure you wouldn't want to get it like that, and no one wants to get the cheeseburger without the meat in it. I'm surprised though that McDonald's has not tried to do anything like vegetarian wise, like a veggie patty or like a black bean burger or something. As far as I know, they've never really done that, and they've also kind of shied away nowadays from really promoting the salads again too, if you notice. They used to, back in the day, really promote the salads. Now it's like they're sort of there, not as much though. Let's see, have you ever seen Dance Macabre, Robert Englund movie? I know I bought that one. I don't know if I ever actually watched Dance Macabre. I'm going to, do you have a P.O. box anymore? I'd love to send you my feature. No, I don't have one anymore. I hope to get one again down the line. Let's see, order hot and spicy, someone said. I just saw the 2009 remake on HBO Max last night. I need to see the original now. Did you hear about the Wednesday TV show Addams Family on Netflix? Yeah, I heard about that. That one looked pretty good. Rest in peace, Harry Anderson from It and Night Court. No, I saw that he had passed away. Did you see Baby Oopsie? Yeah, Baby Oopsie was great. And that one I really liked. And Justina from Baby Oopsie is going to be doing a cameo in Pay to Die. She's going to be shooting something for it. I wish she was able to come out. If in the future, it might happen though. I hopefully, and I know Justina comes out here sometimes too to see Trailer Park Tammy, and Tammy's in San Diego, like really close to where I am. So maybe we could figure something out too that way. Let's see. What do you think of Donnie Darko? It's my favorite movie of all time. No, I love Donnie Darko. That's why, if you guys see my movies, I've gotten James Duvall a lot in the films. And James Duvall, was, of course, playing the bunny in that film. So, and I obsess about Donnie Darko. Like, and understand that movie and everything. So, and I'm also a huge fan of Greg Araki movies, like especially Doom Generation. So, like, he's somebody that's I always get in my movies when I can find a role for him, and he's really great to work with. And honestly, if any of you guys are making a film, and you're looking for somebody really cool to hire, James is great. Let's see. Rather eat McDonald's for a whole year than Taco Bell for 3 years strictly. Yes. Favorite Corey Feldman movie? Probably out of all the movies that he's in, it's hard to say. I think Lost Boys, though. But I also then really like License to Drive. McDonald's do a McPlanet in the UK, like a plant-based Big Mac. It's nice. Also, there's a place called, McPlant in the UK. That's so funny that we never have had a McPlant out here. I think it's probably, maybe they'll try it at some point. The name, though, like McPlant, I feel like out here people might take it literal and be like, is it some kind of a plant thing? You know what I mean? Like, is like McDonald's have some kind of plants now they're selling? I don't know. Like, I wonder if they changed that name or not. Let's see. Give Sean 1 million subscribers. He's almost 1K, which almost 1/10 the way there. I know it's getting very close to getting to 100,000. Do you like Richie Rich? I like Richie Rich though, especially the movie with Macaulay Culkin. I've always loved that film. Remember MJ? I think everybody does in some ways. Because the thing is, like, nowadays, because I do these live streams more often, and people randomly watch them here and there, I think people hear about MJ more. So I think now more people are starting to know about him again. So I think like nowadays it's like kind of like MJ's had a sort of a weird resurgence, because I think people are going and looking up all the old videos and stuff again to see who this MJ is. It's like, oh, who is this illicit MJ, the Lord MJ? Ever getting even with Dad or The Good Son, which do you prefer? Yeah, I always think like in The Good Son, like that joke, and you think like they dropped the wrong kid. But I always liked both those movies. But probably when it comes to both of them, which one would I prefer to watch more? I think Getting In with Dad, just because it's a more fun, like lighthearted movie. The Good Son, though, always creeps me out. And I'm not gonna lie, like one of my biggest fears ever is like what happens in that movie when like Macaulay Culkin drops that like fake body thing off the bridge, and it causes that terrible accident. Like anytime I drive under a bridge like that, I always have this terrible fear that like that Mr. Highway doll is gonna fall into the street, and like it's gonna be a terrible accident. So like I don't know. So that seriously creeps me out. That whole thing. Let's see. Getting In with Dad. I talked about that. Bring back the drive-through clips. Maybe we'll bring them back again. I had some plant-based burgers, but you have to watch the calories and fat grams. No, it's true though. It's not. That's the thing with plant-based. They're not always like low calories. They're sometimes actually worse in the calorie department. Thoughts on the trailer Jeepers Creepers Reborn. I actually thought it looked pretty good. Like I was surprised with how decent it looks. Hey Sean, how's it going? Hey, how's it going, Kyle? Hope everything went well with you on the last film you were working on. Thoughts on Big Fat Liar? I love Big Fat Liar. Like that's one of those movies I remember seeing that when that first came out in theaters, and it's like anything that has to do with making films, I love. So that's one I really have always really liked, and I'm always a huge fan of Frankie Muniz too. I think Frankie Muniz is somebody too who'd be a dream to get in one of these movies. And he did a film called The Black String, and I remember when I reviewed that, he was really cool with me when I sent it to him. He watched it, he retweeted it. We talked back and forth a little bit. So he seems somebody that's very cool and that seems to like horror films. So if we get to the certain point budget-wise down the line, Frankie Muniz is somebody that I think would be really cool to give a large role to, kind of like for the Black String movie. And my goal in life is to bring Amanda Bynes back in a film. I don't know if I could do it. I have to really figure out a way to find her, but give Amanda Bynes the comeback. That would be amazing to get to do. I don't know. I don't know if it's possible, but that's definitely the dream. Let's see. What are your thoughts on Follow That Bird with Sesame Street? Yeah, that song has that movie has one of my favorite songs. It's like, it's easy going, easy going way, something like that. I don't know. And that other song that's in there was like what was it? I'm so blue. Hello, how are you? I'm fine. Like it was like very sad songs in that movie. Amityville Karen is on Amazon Prime for pre-order. Really excited to pick that one up. Well, thanks so much, AJ. I can't wait to hear what you think of that one. Some of those Universal direct-to-DVD sequels are totally unwatchable. Very rare, good few ones. That's the thing. There are some of them that are so bad, and like when you say that too, there are very few that really are good. I totally do agree with you on that. It's very hard to find, really good ones. Let's see. Did you watch Clown House before all that came out about it? Yeah, I saw that years ago, and I remember too. I don't think I knew all the stuff about that movie when the DVD first came out. And I remember, like, I saw it was releasing, and I wanted to see it because I knew that it was directed by the director who did Jeepers Creepers. But I don't think I knew the whole story about what happened on that movie. I knew bad things about the director, but I always had heard that it was a cool, creepy movie. I remember seeing like the cover for the VHS and stuff and thought it looked scary. So I always wanted to see Clown House. So like I didn't know the whole thing. So I remember I bought the DVD before it was pulled from the shelves. They came out. They put it out like early by mistake. So like when I first saw it, I thought this is a really cool movie. Then of course I found out later the whole story behind it and the horrible stuff that happened to the one actor. It was terrible, terrible. So yeah, it's one of those kind of movies that I'm surprised when you think about it that it even got released at all back in the day. Do you watch the YouTube channel Sarah at Midnight, and are you friends with Heath? Yeah, I talk to him every so often. That's a very cool channel. I should say I snapped a clip from one of your videos because I reviewed Metal Man by David Sterling, which your interactions with him convinced me that I love him. Oh, thanks, Emma. Wood likes horror humor, might even worth contacting him at some point. Oh, Elijah Wood. Yeah, Elijah Wood is somebody that I really think would enjoy the films that we're doing. And I don't know, he would be somebody that I think would be really cool to have on as a producer as well. Because I saw that he was, produced The Greasy Strangler. I think it's we're kind of at the point now where it's like we just need a lot of these things to start releasing. So like once Bigfoot comes out, people I think are going to really see a lot more of my humor and kind of understand more of the direction that me and Lauren are now going with the films. So it's like once this stuff comes out, it's going to be a big help. And Mistletoe especially, I think it's because it's going to have that feeling of like those Lifetime movies, but then like with this really wacky, weird stuff going on, and then a horror movie mixed in there and death. So I think Mistletoe is going to be the most interesting one as well when people get to see that. Hellraiser versus Halloween almost made crossover movie Pinhead versus Michael Myers. I remember something like that. Frankie Muniz was the Stay Alive, the video game movie, which is his Final Destination vibes. Yeah, I remember Stay Alive. People like really hated that movie, and I remember like I saw the R-rated version on DVD, and I was like, this is not that bad. And I never could understand why people kind of had such a distaste for that movie, but I remember really liking that one. Have you seen the new stop animated movie Mad God? I thought it was really good. I don't think I've seen that. Are you excited for Alien Vampire Busters? Yeah, Kyle, I can't wait to finally get to see that. Hopefully it gets to come out soon, though. Are you excited about Terrifier 2? Hot take here, Terrifier is way better than it. Oh, so you've seen it already, Chris? Yeah, I guess that could be like the reason for, if you're saying that it's not that great, why it didn't get to Netflix. I don't know. But I want to see it, though. Let's see. I know a lot of people that are involved in it have helped on my projects, on like a crowdfunding level too. So I definitely want to see it for that reason, especially. If you get Amanda Bynes in one of your movies, it would definitely buy one of the bigger perks in Indiegogo. Now that's what I was thinking. If like somebody like that came aboard, I can't even imagine the amount of people that would want to get a perk to be involved with Amanda Bynes. You'd have to have security guards and everything for her though. Like it would be a thing. You'd have to have trailers and like someone that followed her everywhere she went, and she's very secretive too. That's the other thing. Like, so you'd have to probably like, she wouldn't want anyone to know where she lives. She'd probably want to be picked up at certain locations. It would be very strange. It would be kind of like picking up like the president or something. Let's see. Have you seen horror movie Trauma Monster in the Closet? Yeah, that was the first movie with was it Paul Rudd? No, not Paul Rudd. It was someone's first film. I can't remember. That passed away from Fast and Furious. Let's see. Yeah, I love Amanda Bynes. I wish you'd bring her back. I wish there was a way to contact her. Some people are so hard to contact. Like one of the people that I really want to get in contact right now is Eddie Furlong for one reason or another. So that's a big goal of mine, is get in touch with Eddie Furlong. Lindsay Lohan deserves a big comeback too. No, I know. Lindsay Lohan would be amazing. I feel like though she's the kind of person that like her rate, she would say, my guess would be like $200,000 a day, which would be insane. You know what I mean? Like $200,000 to me would be like a dream someday to have for a budget. You know what I mean? Like a ultimate like goal dream budget. You know what I mean? And if I did that, I would go after so many different people, like Jamie Kennedy and all these kind of people that I know we could bring in, but we just need a certain budget to do it. Let's see. Have you seen Chambers of Horror 1966? Or Legend of the Seven Golden Vampires? I think I've seen Legend of the Seven Golden Vampires. Ever watched The Guardian? I did see that one with the tree and stuff like that. That was very, very creepy. For some reason, that one really creeped me out. Paul Walker passed away. He was in Fast and Furious. Yeah, that's who I was thinking of. Just to clarify, I meant that it was Terrifier was better than Stephen King's It remake. I haven't seen Oh, okay. Yeah, I was confused with what you meant on there because I was thinking that you might have already seen it. Because I was really wondering what happened with Terrifier, because from what I heard, and at least I thought was going on, was it was a Netflix movie. So then it wasn't a Netflix movie all of a sudden. So like, I wasn't sure what happened with that one. Are you going to get Satan's Little Helper Blu-ray? I definitely am. The thing I'm glad is it's finally going to come out to a Blu-ray where people can get. Because if you guys remember, Satan's Little Helper actually came out to Blu-ray, years and years back, and people were telling me about it, and it was driving me crazy because I'm like, I cannot find this thing anywhere, and apparently you could only buy it at Walmart, and it was in like the $5 bin, and then basically it was this strange censored version of Satan's Little Helper, and I didn't want it because it was like censored and stuff like that. I wanted it because it was just this rare version of the movie on Blu-ray, because it was like weird cut, like why is it cut? And I didn't want it to be like, oh, I finally have a Blu-ray of it. I just wanted this edition of it. But I never was able to find that. I'm hoping they kind of put on the Synapse one as a feature, that censored cut that was on that weird DVD. I think it would be kind of funny. Weird Blu-ray that you could get. But yeah, that was like impossible to find. I never could come across that. So definitely can't wait to finally have that. In good humor, what's the worst movie you've been in? Still planning to watch Fat Planet soon. I'm really excited. Yeah, Fat Planet is fun. If you guys have never seen that one, that's a really ridiculous one that I was in. Let's see. Just to clarify, I meant that Terrify. Okay, that's what I said. Have you seen Alligator 2, the mutation sequel to Alligator? No, I've not seen that one. Nicole Vegas seems nice. Yeah, Nicole Vegas is awesome. I absolutely love getting to work with her. She's going to be acting and producing on the next film, Pay to Die, that me and Lauren are co-directing on. And any of you guys who've come on, don't forget to check out the link before you go, and before the stream is over, to the new film that me and Lauren are doing the crowdfunding for, called Pay to Die, and find out how you can get a perk to help out the project, like get a special thanks credit on the film, or a producer credit, or an acting role in the film, or promote your YouTube channel on the film as well. Let's see. Did you see the anthology After Midnight? I think so. I'm pretty sure I remember that. Did you see Boogeyman Killer Compilation DVD by Flix Mix? I remember that back in the day. That Boogeyman compilation thing, that was something I remember seeing like all the time at like all the Halloween shops. And I remember actually seeing that, I feel like even up until probably like 2011 maybe, I saw that thing. It's surprisingly, it's sort of stuck around for a long time, and it was basically just clips of like Chucky and like what else was on there? I remember Chucky really well, but it was a lot of Universal movies. It was just like kind of like kill scenes and stuff like that. But yeah, I remember that really well, and I used to think back in the day that it was going to become like a thing, and they were going to do like a whole bunch of them, and I think they kind of intended to make it a series. But for some reason, like nothing came of it, and I feel like maybe it was too difficult to license the clips, that they wanted to use or something like that. But yeah, it was like this one thing. You used to see it all the time at the Halloween shops. I think I remember seeing it at I know I saw it at Spirit, but I think it was also, I remember seeing like the Christmas tree store and all these kind of random like shops like that back in the day. Terrifier 2 is coming to Screambox. Yeah, that's the one thing. I don't know that service very well. Did you have the Boogeyman? I talked about that. Have you ever seen Holy Mountain? I have seen that one. Adrienne Barbeau would be legendary to get for your film. Yeah, she is somebody that I think would be really cool. I should definitely try and reach out to her for this one. I don't know. I think she's located out here too. That's the other big thing too. Is when it comes to bringing people in for movies, you always have to think too. If they're not local, not in California, then you have to like think of flights and then hotel, and if it's a lot of different days and all these different other kind of stuff, you kind of have to factor in. But no, Adrienne Barbeau would be really really cool. Let's see. Did you see Patty Hearst movie just released by Vinegar Syndrome? Patty Hearst one. I think I saw that. I don't know if I no I saw that was releasing, but I don't know if I've ever actually seen that before. There's a forgotten giallo film known as National Lampoon's Gold Diggers, with the Shermanator. Giallo film? I thought it said no giallo film. No, I remember. I'm very dyslexic, but it says yeah. But no, that one was definitely forgotten. I actually saw that movie in theaters. Let's see. I'm excited for Sleepaway Camp documentary. Heard anything about it from Felissa Rose? I think she's narrating it. I think I heard something about them making a documentary, but no, I've not heard a lot of other things about it though. With who's going to be interviewed in it or anything like that. But definitely look forward to checking that one out though. Let's see. Have you seen the Party Animal or Cohen and Tate? I don't think I've seen those ones. Have you seen some new animated films? I haven't seen anything new animated in quite a while, like that I can think of, new that was an animated film. But anyway, though, guys, I've been on here for just about 2 hours, and thanks again, guys, who have come on to the new live stream. And definitely, guys, before you go, check out the link, like I was saying, for the brand new project to find out how you can get a special thanks credit and help out the new film. Thanks again, guys, for all the support, and I'll see you guys later.